Discussion 1. Drugs. Etymologically, narcotics or narcotic come from the English language narcos or narcosis, which mean to sleep and anesthetize. Narcotics come from the Greek, namely narc or narcam, which mean drugged so that you don't feel anything. Narcotics come from the word narcotic, which means something that can relieve pain and can cause a stupor or stupid effect. Anesthetic and anesthetics. The Big Indonesian Dictionary defines drugs or narcotics as drugs that can calm nerves, relieve pain, cause drowsiness, and stimulate. According to medical terms, narcotics are drugs that can relieve especially excess and pain that come from the visceral area or the instrument of the chest and abdominal cavities. Can also cause a stupor or prolonged stupor in conscious state and cause addiction or addiction. So that it can be concluded, narcotics are drugs or substances that can calm nerves, cause unconsciousness or anesthesia, relieve pain and pain, cause drowsiness or stimulate, can cause stupor, and can cause addiction or addiction, and are stipulated by the Minister of Health as narcotics. 2. Types of drugs. Number 1 is opium. Opium, the white sap that comes out of the seed box of the paper semi-fertile plant, which then freeze and dry, is black and brown, is processed into raw opium or coarse opium. Number 2. Morphine. Morphine, in the world of medicine, is used as sedative and medicine to relieve pain or pain, the raw material of which mean comes from opium and opium. Marijuana. Termed with marijuana or marijuana, which mean injecting or poisoning the cannabis tree, including all plants which can grow in tropical and subtropical areas according to the season and climate of the local area. Number 4. Cocaine is a plant that can be used as stimulant drug. Mostly, cocaine grows in South America, Ceylon, India, and Java. Number 5. Heroin. Unlike morphine, which still has medical value, heroin, which still comes from opium after going through a similar process, who are very careful and have abilities that are much harder than morphine. Number 6. Methamphetamine. Shaped like cooking spices, namely small white crystal, odorless, and easily soluble in alcohol water. That the user will immediately be active, have a lot of idea, don't feel tired and eager after working for a long time, don't feel hungry, and have great self-confidence. Number 7. Ecstasy. Substances of material that are not included in the category of narcotics or alcohol, and are a type of addictive substance that are considered in cemetery stimulant. Number 8 is putao. It's a typical Chinese drink that contains alcohol and a type of heroin that is related to marijuana. It is used by sucking its throat, the nose or mouth, and injecting it into a vein. Number 9 is alcohol. Included in addictive substances which causes addiction and dependence, though that it can cause poisoning or drunkenness. Number 10. Sedative or hypnotics. In the medical world, there are types of drugs that are efficient as sedative, and this group includes class 4 psychotropic. Number 3. Dangers of drug use. A. The brain and nerves are forced to work beyond their true capability under unnatural circumstances. B. Circulation of blood and hurts due to the combination of blood by substance that have very strong effect. Consequently, the heart is stimulated to work outside an obligation. C. Breathing will not work properly and get tired very quickly. D. The use of more than a dose that the body can withstand will result in terrible death. C. A. There is dependence both spiritually and physically until a serious condition arises due to drug withdrawal. 4. Causes of drug abuse. A. Subversion factor. By socializing drugs in the targeted country, practically the population or nation in the country concerned by gradually forget their obligation as citizens. Subversion like this usually does not stand alone. It is usually followed by subversion in the fields of culture, moral, and social. B. Economic factor. Every drug addict at any time needs narcotic as part of their daily needs, the dose of which tend to always increase compared to some other merchandise. Narcotics is profitable commodity even though the threats and risks are quite heavy. C. Environmental factor. 1. Factor from outside the family environment. The existence of internal drug syndicate that seek to penetrate every barrier in the country or with the aim of seeking profit or subversion. With a fairly well-organized network, the syndicates strive to create new consumers in developing the marketing of narcotics and hard drugs. 2. The environment has been polluted by habits. Abuse of narcotics and hard drugs, it is easy to absorb new victims around them. This environment is usually created by efforts of drug and narcotics traffickers. As agents of accomplices of narcotic syndicates, there are also those that are created because of newcomers into a community environment who bring souvenirs caused among their colleagues who are driven by curiosity want to try. 3. Wild environment. An environment like this in an environment that is free from supervision and guidance. This kind of environment is inspired by a group of young people who want to find their own freedom. This group begins with demonstrative action by highlighting the name of their gang Anterian. The next activity of this group is with act of violence, fighting, rape, crime, and other negative action, including the use of narcotic and hard drugs freely and excessively. This environment at this time provides a very strong stimulus to teenagers whose souls are demanded to get freedom and greatness. This environment is usually a source of distribution of narcotic and other hard drugs. Source from within the family environment. This problem that is afflicting us today began with the busyness of the father in pursuing a career or object to seek or pursue. Abundant will to that, the needs of family are forgotten. Their money rules everything. Starting to be popular at this time, especially in big cities, competition with one another is currently running fiercely. In this unofficial competition, people are driven to pursue a career or wealth by all means, including abandoning their families. On the other hand, mothers who are getting close to their children also start getting affected with social gathering, business, show here and there, shopping, tourism, or one activities that start to strain communication between parents and their children. Family affairs are usually left to the Is this the starting point of the fall of the younger generation into the valley of narcotics and hard drugs? A house whose the valley of narcotic and hard drugs, a house whose function is a shelter, a place to release the longing between family members with one another, a place to mix love between parent and children, which gradually change its function to become a stopover place. 5. Drug prevention and control. There are 3 simple ways to deal with the drug disaster, namely 1. Prevention. Prevention is far more beneficial than cure. That can be done. A. General prevention. Drugs are international epidemic that will spread to every country, whether the country is developed or developing. All have become target of drug syndicate, facing his reality the government has attempted to issue. Number 1. Presidential Instruction Number 6, year 1971. In this presidential instruction, the problem of narcotic abuse has been included 6 national problems that need to be addressed immediately. 2. Law Number 9 of 1976. Here it is further emphasized a narcotics trafficker and syndicate as well those who abuse narcotics and treated with a fairly heavy sentence, either imprisonment for a fine. Number 3. Decree of the Minister of Health Number 65 or Menkes.SK/11/1997. Determination of substances that are prohibited from being used for medical purpose. Number 4. Decrees of the Minister of Health Number 28 Menkes per 1 1978 Narcotic Defense. 5. Law Number 22/1997 on narcotics crime. B. Within the home environment. 1. Make the house a shelter from the whole family in the widest sense. 2. Harmonious communication between all family members. 3. The relationship between father, mother, and child must be harmonious in the sense of mutual respect and the deepness love for each other. 4. Parental openness to a certain extent to children will provide opportunity for children to take on limited responsibilities in the household, even in a very small sense. The participation of the child in any small responsibility with the pride of the child himself as a quote family member. C. Outside the home environment. The environment outside of the household is spread community which is an inseparable part of daily activity. In this environment, a society will be created with different socio-economic background.